Okay, last class we got MySQL Workbench all set up and we imported a database so we know it's working. Now we're going to create our own database. So what we want to do, get into MySQL Workbench. Let's double click on this bad boy. That opens our SQL editor. So we're going to use a little bit of SQL files and actual SQL code today, but eventually we'll have that just connected to a web page form. So it makes life much easier. Can just type information into fields and populate our database. But first let's create our database. So what we want to do here, I think, is first create a new schema. So click up there on that cylinder icon, which refers to the database. We're going to give it a name. We'll call this one, we're going to make another movie database. Movie underscore DB underscore 1. We can skip the collation, click apply, and this is the SQL code it's going to execute. Create schema, it's our database scheme, movie DB1. So if we click apply, execute it successfully. And if you notice down here, I have pulled up the action output so I can make sure I know what things happen, and if we get an error message, it'll display it down there. So much like our compiler does. So I'm going to close that, come up here to schemas, refresh that, and we have another. Okay, let's create some tables in this new database so we can have some data to work with. So right click on our new database, set it as the default, and then we're going to run some old school SQL lines to get some tables created. So the first one we're going to do is create table actors will be the name of it, and inside there we'll have a field called name, and that'll be consisted of varchars, or variable characters, which is stuff we can type from the keyboard. We'll make it 50 characters long. That should be plenty long enough for someone's name, and then we'll hit execute. And it looks like we've got it working. So let's also create one for movies. We'll create table movies. We'll give it the values of Avatar. Oops. Yeah. Nope. Let's create it. Movies. We haven't set up before we add stuff. We'll allow titles to be stored in there, and those can be variable characters as well. We'll let those be about 200 long. That should be plenty of length for whatever movie title we have, and then we want to store a year, and that can be an integer. So the syntax is we're creating a table within our database, and then there are going to be two fields: title of type variable character and year of type integer. Let's execute that. And it looks like it worked. So to insert some data into our table, we use the command insert into movies. The values, we're going to go with Avatar, and the year 2009. Let's execute that. Looks like it worked. So then let's query that database. This is how we would pull information from there. Select star. This is one's going to be star is a wildcard that means everything from movies. When we execute that, it'll pull up everything in our database, and that was quick because we only have one item in there. Okay, and if we want to update the content, you may have noticed I got the year wrong for the movie Avatar. We could do something like this. We can run the update command, the table movies. We can set the year to 2014 where title equals Avatar. Put that in, execute it. Now if you get an error down here that says we don't have permission, or that there's a safe update issue, you may have to run a one-time little script that looks like this. Set SQL underscore safe underscore updates equals 0. Go ahead and execute that. You'll get something like that, and then let's go ahead and put in our update once again. And it looks like it worked. So I'm going to check that. just to confirm, select star from movies, and I can confirm. Now say I want to delete something out of there. That's an easy command. Delete from movies where title equals Avatar. And this is where it gets powerful when you start combining and or statements in queries. In year equals 2014. There we go. So go ahead and check your work. Select all from movies, make sure it deleted, and then that's it for right now.